A big hello and a warm welcome to all of you amazing and beautiful people out there. Welcome to my channel, and this video is a downloaded message. It's a channeling session, and the message that was given to me is for someone who is doing inner work. But this person that I'm channeling, their inner work is the correct type of inner work, and I'm being told that this person or all the people this one person is representing right now has entered the stage of illumination and finally figuring out the real meaning of what is twin flames. Now, interestingly, I also want to share over here that there are lots of YouTube channels, there are lots of places where people are sharing information, or in some cases they just start sharing with their experience about twin flame, and somehow they end up becoming some kind of guru or some kind of prophet, and they don't have any correct knowledge about twin flames. Unknowingly or knowingly, they are spreading more and more obsession, they are spreading more and more false beliefs, false ideas about this journey, and in some cases they even spread a lot of lust, which is totally not a part of this journey, because people who are in this journey are very pure souls, they are very advanced souls, and they've never seen anyone with the eyes of lust. Whatever they have done with any person is because they were vulnerable and they were looking for true love. And no matter how many times their relationship did not work out, they always hope that, okay, someday I will find love. Maybe this next person will give me love. And then finally they reach a specific person, after which they don't want to enter this struggle of dating or relationships or trying to work things out, because they're genuinely tired and they only want only purest form of love. The twin flame ascension journey literally kicks in a full proper pace, complete pace, or the right pace you would say, because before that it's dormant for a few years. The awakening starts in the childhood, then it becomes dormant, and then it needs some kind of really true feelings of pain and suffering to awaken Mother Kundalini, Goddess Kundalini, the lunar energy, because obviously it's a feminine planet that we live in, and moon, the Luna is extremely important in terms of our growth. The solar energy is supposed to support the lunar energy to run the functions, to run life. But solar energy cannot help you ascend. Solar energy can definitely make you confident, make you happy, get you a lot of materialistic stuff. But it is the lunar, the dark mother. You have to understand the dark much better than understand the light, because you already are a speck of light. You are also the same speck of light that source is made of. So you definitely are light, but even light does not know its own value. Many a times they only realize it when they understand, okay, this is darkness, and okay, this is where I light, this is where I shine. So darkness is very much required, and to study darkness we need to study our shadow self. I honestly feel this thing, and I also want to share it with you all in this, through this channeling, through this download, that in the Indian subcontinent, or you can say in the Sanatan Dharam, the dark color is actually considered to be very beautiful. And I'm not saying we don't regard people who have fair color skin. Obviously for us it's all equal, but we've always respected dark a lot. That's why so many of our gods are also dark, be it Sri Ram, be it Krishna. Even the name of Krishna also means dark. Shyam also means dark. Kali itself, Kali means the dark goddess. Kundalini is the dark mother. So we never had this concept of dark is not nice or dark is not good. But in today's world, there is this obsession people have for the fair, or the fair skin, or the fair color. This is all programming. This is all trying to confuse people so that we stay away from dark, or we look at dark as something bad, which is obviously opposite of how we should actually tread on this path, because what is unknown is more scary for people, right? So we need to research it, we need to enter that field, we need to understand what darkness is all about, so that we can understand what is the role of light in this darkness. And again, there is not a notion which says that dark is very bad. No, if you look at the whole space, the whole universe, it is dark matter. Now, when we enter the stage of illumination, as shown to me in this download, and this is a very deep download that was given to me, it took a couple of days for me, because as you must have noticed, I did not share much channelings in the past few days, last 1 month, 1.5 months, because sometimes the downloads take good amount of time. And that's why I want to tell you all that it's very important that you carefully select the content that you listen to. I'm not saying that I'm the only person who can help you out, because you are the person who's helping yourself out by strengthening your intuition. And when you strengthen your intuition, you will definitely connect with people who are sharing correct information. And there are also people who are sharing correct information and they are not projecting this journey to be so romantic and so obsessive in nature, so full of lust in nature. Our role actually as an ascensioner is to keep the lust limited to ourselves. And later on, in the later stages, you will not even feel like you have any lust. Because when you release, or when you remove this lust from your system, only then you can attract people who truly love you. And sometimes you already have people who truly love you, but even they cannot express their love to you or their affection to you, because your programming itself is blocking their love. So it's very important to understand what is the real meaning of twin flames. Couple of times I've also noticed that some of my very bright students also, in front of whom in therapy sessions, many a time I've explained them what really twin flame means, but still they did not listen to it, or they did not catch it, because they were not a match to that vibration. And they have to go through a practical experience. Once again, they have to date somebody. Once again, they have to repeat the cycle, because they are not very open to healing. Now, healing is something, or therapy is something, when you do a certain amount of work on yourself. Like in this case, I am being shown people who have entered the stage of illumination. Illumination is very high, very advanced stage as well. And if this is, you can say, a non-linear process for someone, then definitely they have reached illumination in a good percentage. The percentile is high this time. It could be 60% or 70%. Remaining 30% will also happen with time. So many a times I have given them the correct definition, but they did not catch it, or they hear me, but they listen to me, but they feel like, no, it's not really real. And then they enter some other toxic relationship, they enter some more stupid relationship that's totally a waste of time, and then they realize, oh, I should have just focused on my therapy, or just focused on my inner work instead of wasting my time in this situation. But sooner or later they will understand it. They will understand that what the coach is trying to tell them is for their own benefit, because we just want you to experience true love and enjoy. We just want you to enjoy and be yourself. Just be. Because when you are in the zone of just be, you don't have to make any efforts. Everything becomes effortless and smooth. And there will be still days, like there are days when you fall sick. There are days when, especially for women, the cycles are there every month. And for men also some other issues, I'm sure there are there. Sometimes I feel that men also PMS a lot. And they always PMS around the full moon, because during the full moon, a lot of awakened women, goddess energies are going through the cycle, and they are the ones who have maximum impact on the men around them. So a lot of men are also PMSing, and they are also somehow throwing a lot of mood tantrums, and they are feeling too sensitive, a lot of emotions, and they don't know why this is happening. I'd really recommend you all to watch an episode of a show called the IT Crowd, or the IT Crowd. Actually, it's IT Crowd. It's an old show. It's an old British show. It's like hilarious show. And there's one episode in it which says Aunt Irma visits. If you guys have seen it, if anyone has seen it, please comment below. And please share how you felt when you saw that particular episode, because I really loved it and I found it extremely hilarious. So the true meaning of twin flames is basically to understand that twin flame is an energy. It is an energy wherein people have both masculine and feminine energy in them. And when they are born in singular energies, but they purposely take on to this life. They purposely are born in this life because they are volunteers of Vishnu and Lakshmi. And their job is to help Earth grow and bring back the feminine power to planet Earth. The Shakti needs to come back to planet Earth, and that's why a lot of them are born as women, but they have masculine energy, the masculine yoni. Yoni, when I speak about these things, it's all energetic, and you can check it via your horoscope, and your human design also helps a lot in that. And if you want a personal session on knowing what energy you have got and what should be your life purpose, if in case you already know what your life purpose is, but then there are some other interesting things that you can find out through this session, then you can take the Twinflame astrology reading session with me. And the men, they are born with feminine energy, but both of them do this. They choose this type of a dynamic because as a woman, in a woman's body, but with masculine energy, they are very much rebellious, they are very much boss lady types, and they are very much independent. They like to be alone. They have a lot of male gender qualities in them because of the masculine energy. And then there are men who are, though they are having a male gender, but they are having this feminine energy. And because of the presence of this feminine energy, these men are the ones who are obviously and mostly attracted to ascension. They also suffer a lot because they have more nurturing energy in them. But actually, for every man to actually ascend, I said actually twice in the same line, for every man to ascend, it's extremely important that they awaken this energy, the feminine energy in them, the mother energy in them, the divine feminine energy. When it awakens, then only the man will experience Kundalini awakening in full bloom, step by step. And because like so many other things, people don't understand this concept that well, so they keep looking for the twin flame outside. Usually twin flames are paired best with star seeds, because star seeds are people who ascend faster. They have even lesser karma because they choose templates which have less karmic baggage as compared to twin flames. Twin flames have to do a lot of hard work and they choose it. It's not like somebody forced them, somebody just pushed them to planet Earth. Yes, they also get this feeling like, why am I here? I never want to come here again. But here, the energy is that this person has healed from this problem. They no longer feel bad. Why am I here? Why God is doing this to me? And there also comes a stage in this ascension journey, and let me tell you, this is very important, where people who are experiencing difficulty in the twin flame journey, who have felt very bad for their existence, who have cried many nights, who were ill-treated by people, slowly and gradually they are very thankful to all those situations, people, places also. I was told, and personally also have experienced, that some of us were actually born in very dark houses, like houses which had some kind of very dark energy. And let me just give you an example from my own life only. So we used to live in this building which had 2 floors only, the ground floor and the first floor. Back in those days, basements were not very common, or high-rise buildings were not very common. And my grandfather basically had the house, but then there was some court case also which went on because the tenants did not leave the house and they formed some kind of a charity trust or something over there. That is like a long story which I don't want to discuss. But yes, in my template, I did see my father, especially the masculine energy, face the court issues for about 7-8 years. He won also. He was victorious, but still he did not have or get the adequate support. So I did feel that my father was a very brilliant man, but he did not get support from a lot of people, because most people were just very much interested in the money he was earning and cheating him and trying to make him look like a failure. And he never complained. But when I lived in that building, I still remember, whenever I would go to the ground floor, I would feel very heavy. Now, I was a child, and obviously I did not know at that time anything about the spiritual stuff that we talk about today, about psychic abilities, about being sensitive. Although later on I found out that in my family tree, lots of people are like that. Obviously, when you grow up, when you do your own inner work, then you realize a lot of things. So I used to go to that house, and a brother and sister used to live over there. They looked like the scariest old people I've ever seen, because some of the times, old people look very nice, very gentle, but they used to look extremely scary and very weird. They look like monsters. Their hair used to be like this, and they had a disease. I think it's called leprosy in English. Their hands were all very weird. So I never liked the energy around them. But they used to run some kind of a trust, and they used to have a lot of poor children. Specifically, poor children only used to come over there. And I have no idea why those strange creatures, who could not even take care of themselves, invite these kids. And those kids would only come there because they used to offer lunch or something to them. Like if you go to study over there, they would, not you, I mean those kids, there was this offer over there that if you guys come here, then we'll give you the meals. So obviously poor kids, what do they want? Some of them wanted the meals and they would go. But I never liked the energy of that house, of those two, brother and sister. And they never look like brother and sister. They look more like a couple. I don't know what was wrong with them. Technically, I at that time could not understand. But as a child, I could understand that there was some dark energy over there. Now, for a long time, nothing was affected. But when my mother and father decided to construct a room over there, there used to be one part of that house which was the darkest, actually, according to me. If you ask me, as a child, I felt that it was the darkest part of that house, but it wasn't touched till the time my parents constructed that particular section. They made like a huge, the foundation was set, and there used to be an asbestos sheet, and beneath that sheet there was a room, which was completely dark, by the way. I remember going there once or twice. In the same room, one of their maid servant had also committed suicide, and her mother used to work for us, which was very strange. As a child, I was told about it, but while growing up, one fine day, I was doing some therapy work for myself. All the therapies that I give to people, they are tried and tested first on me. And when I realized that, yes, I am benefiting a great deal from all of these spiritual modalities, because I've been working since a long time, for many years. And finally, after studying a lot, I realized that, okay, this is going to really work, because it worked so brilliantly and so fast on me. I started giving therapy to a lot of other people, and everybody would just, after 2 to 3 hours, be like a different person. So I knew that it's working, and these are all, really good spiritual modalities. They don't just come to you just like that. You have to really work hard for it, and only then you can give it to others. So one of the days when I was feeling extremely dark and dull, I was doing this session with myself, and I was literally transported back to that room. And I saw some kind of a vision that till the time my parents had not constructed that part of the house, that dark thing, whatever thing was inside that room, there was something. That's why they wanted the poor kids to come. So when I was doing my therapy, I saw something very dark, a dark figure over there. And I realized that so much of the troubles that my parents had to face, or we had to face, it was because of that dark thing over there, which we had either forced to move out, or because of the construction, all the light seeped in through that particular section. It became completely open. So it was forced out. So I just felt that it was taking some kind of revenge, or it was trying to trouble us in some way. But it was definitely something dark. Now I honestly don't care about these things anymore, because I have my master and my masters and my Lord Sri Ram and Sita. The whole Ram Darbar is with us, I feel. But that knowledge itself, when I saw the vision, when I felt the whole thing, when I saw the images, everything, the scenes, it was really shocking. And then it all made sense, like the things that were happening. Before that, when my grandparents were alive, even my grandfather was alive, there was always some disturbance in that house, always. But it became more and more visible later on. And then finally, because I was healing really the generational curses connected with the ancestors, I really wanted the answer. Like, why were we suffering? What was happening over there? So when there is darkness, there will be people who will be a match of it, and they will become like the caretakers of the darkness. So while we were working, even my family is very spiritual, or they were very religious. My grandmother was a psychic. She was very much connected to Mother Durga Ma, and in Hindi we call her Sherawali Mata. My great grandmother from my mother's side, maternal side, she was a very powerful psychic, a healer, and she also had knowledge that most people don't have. In Hindi we call them Brahmagyani. They know the time of their death, and they have some really, even physically they can perform certain miracles. So she was like that. And so many other people. Obviously I don't want to enter the detail of it right now. Maybe some other special video I will make for this. Now most twin flames, they come from such templates where there are certain gifts, people with certain gifts. So the gifts are passed on to the twin flames. And then there are also some curses, maybe some mistake certain ancestors had made, or certain things that they have to heal, so that the curse ends over there. So one has to be very brave, courageous, very bold, and also very powerful, and also very guided, extremely guided, constantly protected, very responsible person. Only those people have this twin flame energy in them. Now till the time they don't recognize this twin flame energy, they will keep looking for it in outside world, in some person. And that's why I still remember when I started doing this coaching work, most people who are coaching for twin flames, they would keep saying, there is only one twin flame. You have only one twin flame. Oh, that person will come back. Now all of them have changed the tune. All of them have started saying that no, there are more twin flames. You can have one and more twin flame, more than one. You can have 5, 7 twin flames also. And when they don't work out, they all become false twin flames. Then they all started now saying that, okay, now there is a catalyst twin. They've started changing their words with time. Because with time, after so many years, they are also realizing that it's really not what we thought it is. But in that time frame, they have misguided so many people, knowingly or unknowingly. Maybe that is their role, to misguide people, to make people feel the obsession for someone, then suffer in that obsession, because obsession is a mental sickness. It's very unhealthy. And you know why some people get obsessed by a certain person? You must also be thinking that maybe whatever Sunamoon is saying might be correct, but why do I feel some strong emotion for that person? Because you have attracted a narcissist. Narcissists are really good in love bombing. They're really good in extracting what they want. And believe it or not, you are the narcissistic supply because you have something in you. If you did not possess something in you which was of value of them, or valuable to them, they would not have entertained you. That's how most narcissistic people are. And when they move on to someone, they look as like, okay, this is my final supply. After this, I will not need any more supplies. Even that is not long lasting. Narcissistic also love others, but they only love others based on materialistic needs. It's not so important to know that the narcissistic person has found you, as much as it's important for you to know you found them for your own growth in this journey. Because if you're not going to see how they mistreat you, how they ill-treat you, how they discard you, how they dump you when they find someone better, some other option. In fact, during the runner-chaser dynamic also, when you are dating a narcissist, why do you think they keep running away? Because they cannot fulfill their commitment. And they find someone else to hang out with, to spend their time with. And after some time, they get bored with that person, because they get bored quite easily. This dog can play on his own for the whole day. He's actually playing alone. And that's why I call him Albert Einstein, because he's just like Albert Einstein, very intelligent and very independent. So, this is the type of independence twin flames eventually possess or find, when they can spend their whole time with themselves. They don't need anybody else. And even he has lots of friends, even he has lots of like-minded people. When he goes out, he's got a lot of connections, soul connections, pure connections. When I love him so much, right? So through this download, I'm trying to tell you guys that this person is, whosoever I'm channeling, is with their inner work, with their practical experience, and with whatever downloaded message they got or whatever channel messages they received, they're finally able to calculate everything correctly, and they now know what is the real meaning of this journey. For a long time, they kept thinking that my manifestation of romance, should get fulfilled, and then I have achieved the twin flame status of twin flame union. That's not the case. Actually, another problem is that some of the people, when they find a very good person in their life, or when they find the romantic connection they've been waiting for, or they, spend some time, say 5, 7 years or 8 years with someone, they start calling that particular person also my twin flame. This is my twin flame. That's why I keep saying twin flame is an energy, and it is found in one individual. And usually twin flame has many connections. By the time they reach their union or they reach singularity, they have connections with so many people. They love so many people. Obviously, they don't love people romantically. They feel pure love. And I'm not going to, waste my energy by trying to convince you, because I've noticed that some people need a lot of convincing. If you need a lot of convincing, then you will go through practical experience. And if you need also a lot of convincing about this journey constantly, like now you've been there for 2 years, 3 years, you still feel I've spent like 2 years, 3 years over here, still I'm not benefiting in any way, Like somebody was asking me, if I take therapy from you, will you guarantee me 100% that after the therapy is over, after one course is over, everything will be fine? So when you ask these type of people, what do you mean by everything? They will not clearly tell you that I want that person back in my life. That's how they feel. That's how they think. That's what they assume about the twin flame journey. That if the person I want comes back to me and does everything as per me, whether it's marriage or proposal or relationship, whatever, in a romantic setup, then only my twin flame journey is complete. How can that be? When you started dating that person, you were not even your own self. You were some version of yourself which was incomplete version. Based on that incomplete version, you attracted a person who would match that version. But because you are here for inner work, you are here for volunteering, God will purposely put people in your life who will challenge you. They will challenge your ego, they will challenge your self-respect, they will challenge your very existence. They will challenge you so badly that you will have no other space or place to go into but to do inner work. That's God's plan. That's God's plan. And nobody can change it. Nobody can change it. So twin flames cannot really walk out of the twin flame ascension journey. The genuine ones will always tell you that even if I try to, even if I want to, I cannot quit this journey. But those who are not genuine, and when I say genuine, it doesn't mean I'm trying to say they are fake. When I say genuine over here in this context, see, every word is different in every different context. It means that they are not twin flames. They could be star seeds, they could be light workers, they could be ascensioners, they could be some other experience, of ascension on this planet, but definitely not twin flames, because twin flames are limited in number, they are specific in number, they are here specifically for a certain job. And at this point in time, in the current time frame, they are here to increase, uplift the feminine energy, the Shakti on this planet, divine feminine. Because only divine feminine can heal the masculine. The energy, it can be in a man, it can be in a woman, is responsible for healing masculine and feminine both. And that's why people with twin flame energy can be male, can be female. Especially on my channel, I see almost equal amount of people. When I look at the statistics, I notice that even men are present on a good number. Even in the comment section, I can see that. That's because a real twin flame can be, that energy of twin flame can be in a man's body and can be in a woman's body, and both of them are born with opposite polarity. They are already born with that kind of thing. So they feel inside them that they can play the role of feminine energy and they can play the role of masculine also. That's why a lot of them are both providers and nurturers. So they need someone who can balance them, someone who can take on to that force. A normal, ordinary human being, a narcissistic person, how will they stand next to them? They need a star seed who has equal power. And sometimes the star seeds, because they are born a little bit late than the twin flame, they are younger, and then there is another dilemma which obviously they will cross, or there is some other issue like social status or caste or creed or something is there, some problem is there, which they only will resolve. Both of them will resolve because their companion, their divine counterpart will fight equally for them as much as they will do it. But they both will understand each other when they both have reached to a certain level. And even if they both meet each other a little bit earlier than this, they will have lots of fights and lots of issues, but they will come back again. They will keep coming back. And that's why many people confuse the false twin with the actual soulmate connection. So when we say it's a false twin flame, we are trying to tell the twin flame that this person is trying to replicate the twin flame ascension journey, whatever happens in the twin flame ascension journey, to fool you. And you are getting fooled by it. This hot and cold behavior, this coming and going, this treating you like a doormat and treating you like a supply, that is not love. You will figure it out in due course of time. Another thing that came out very strongly in this downloaded message was that sooner or later the twin flame has to start doing their mission work, because they also receive regular downloads. Maybe initially they were receiving it, but as time progressed, they became more in tune with their intuition, their gifts. So if you are getting these gifts, for example, again I'll give one more personal example today. Today is the day of personal examples, I think. I also did not want to do this work for human beings. Being a 5.2 projector, being a heretic hermit, obviously I just don't like to deal with human beings at all. As much as they can stay away from me, that would be better. But I really like those type of human beings who are very sensitive, they are empathetic, they're very kind-hearted, very selfless, and they are few in number, but I always felt really nice around them, or anybody who possessed it in certain number also. But the most love or connection I felt other than my masters was with the animals and the nature, especially rivers, water bodies, something to do with water. I really, really, really love water. I can spend so much time in water, and whenever I spend time in water, I feel like it has cleansed me so deeply. So I wait for summer season so that I can, spend time, more and more time in water. Obviously winters, you don't want to spend that much time in water. So I was also not ready to share my gifts. Just not ready. And you can say I was very confused also. Like, why should I do it for these people? They are so selfish and so demanding, so arrogant, so egotistical. They cannot listen to anything which is talking about their flaw or trying to help them. They just want to always take. Because I also met, just like you all, so many narcissistic people. It was very draining and very annoying at one time. But when I would be with animals, I would feel like they have just healed me with their love. Just made me so happy, so blessed. I felt like I finally found people. Like, for me, they are people. They have very strong personalities. But they really helped me in terms of, they actually took on all of the darkness or the negativity, you can say. At that time, I obviously perceived dark to be very bad. So I can say the word toxic or all the impurity. They would just touch it and soak it all in, or just make it disappear. I don't know what they do, but it's very magical. So I obviously started spending more and more time with animals and in nature, with water, especially with water, I enjoyed. So I would look for places where there would be a natural lake formation, or there would be some kind of an ocean, so that I could spend more and more time over there. But if I would do that, it would really heal me. But if I would do that, I was not able to spend then that much time with my pets or the animals that I spend time with, the street animals. And street animals are, I think, more wonderful than even the pets, because they're so independent. No comparison, both are very loving, but they're so independent. They're always waiting at the streets, always waiting for you to meet them, come to them. It's just beautiful. But with time, the animals that I was taking care of started increasing. First, they were just 1, 2. Then that one would give 8 puppies, 9 puppies. And then some of them would fall sick. Some of them would die in front of me. Initially, I didn't even know what to do. I was not very well equipped with whatever was happening. Sometimes some other ferocious animal, from some other gang would attack, and I would not know what to do. So slowly and gradually, I started building up resources for them. And if I would do any job where I would have to interact with people, like, you can really go and search on 5.2 projectors and you'll find out whatever I'm telling you. Someone would know how to read horoscopes, you would know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Vedic astrology. I'm not talking about sun signs. Sun signs is not even complete, guys. So nevertheless, for the animals, I started working with humans, and I think it was also very intuitive. I never really had to look for them. They all just found me. And then later on, I decided I'll make a platform, like I'll work on a platform, because there was so much misinformation that it became kind of annoying. Every time I would watch someone talk about something on Twinflames, I would really feel like I'm getting affected by this, because it's not even correct. And by that time all this happened, a few years had passed by when I had written my book In the Name of Love in 2009-10, which published in 11. If you still buy that book, you will notice that in every chapter, in every story, all the protagonists, they all do inner work, and then they figure out what true love is. Before they do inner work, they have no idea about why they are so much in pain, why the relationships are not working out, why they are suffering so much. And there are 5 different stories of 5 different styles of relationships, and from 5 different timelines. One is such an old time story. One is a modern day story. One is around 50-60-year-old, 60-year-old man, 65-year-old man's story. Then one is a fresh couple from the college. Then one is a married couple. So I put down all those stories, and trust me, I don't think I wrote it. Again, I was channeling, and back then I did not know that I was channeling, because I was always in trance. Every time I wrote that book, I was in trance. And before the stories even, appeared in front of me fully, I had many mystical experiences. I had experiences with the spirit world. I had experiences with higher beings, with angels. And, this is the reason why when I realize, and I know even you realize it, sometimes you get scared of it, but you should not, because you are getting protected by your masters and source, Lord Sri Ram and Sita, who are our actual gurus. All of us, we all chant Ram Nam to strengthen our solar plexus, which in turn opens all our chakras. So these are the knowledgeable things, the real knowledge about twin flames, that through this download I am being given to share with you all. Another point, the next main point is that you are also supposed to share these gifts. Once your inner work is complete, once you enter illumination, and once you are into harmonization, then you also need to connect with the plant kingdom, the animal kingdom. You need to care for them, because they are the ones who need maximum care and protection right now. If the way it is going on right now, my dear friends, the next generation won't even have oxygen to breathe. So we need to help them out. We may not be giving birth to all those people. We may not be their biological parents, but we would have to, give some contribution to this planet. That is the duty of every single twin flame. So being a twin flame is not just for your fun and pleasure. The reason why you are in pain is because pain is the opposite polar energy of pleasure. If you are going to seek pleasure with another person, in a relationship, in a situation, in a setup, then you will go through pain. That's just how it is. And because you are not here to form karmic baggage, in fact, you're here to release all the karmic baggage that you created in this life. Before you die, before you leave this planet, you have to release everything. If you stay in the cycle, in the loop of this, pleasure and pain, pleasure and pain, pleasure and pain, then you'll just keep on suffering till the day you don't understand the lesson. If you are very rigid, very stubborn, because I am also working with people who are in their 60s, they've got all grey hair now, and they are also in a relationship, in toxic relationship at this point in time. They are also working with me, and I have been working with these people, some of them for 4-5 years now. They've grown so much from where they were, but yet sometimes they're not able to let go of that attachment. And I don't work with people until unless they show the eagerness. So sometimes I let them go. Sometimes I let people go for a year, for 6 months. I don't call them or message them. I don't even ask. They themselves come back. Because when they feel all the ill treatment, all the embarrassment they have to go through, how they are shamed, how they are discarded, how they are used, then they are like, okay, I've had enough. And sometimes they've met me only when they turn that much in age. Now, age is again a number. We all know that, right? For twin flames, it's very important to remember this, that age is just a number. They put this number, they gave this number purposely so that you live in fear of age. But otherwise, our forefathers and superfathers from the Dwapar and the Treta Yuga, they used to live very long, 700 years, 800 years. It's only in dark ages that the lifespan, the age span becomes very short. But once people are born into the age of ascension, then usually they spend good amount of years, like first 20-30 years only doing inner work. And everything is very systemized, everything is systematic, very organized. I made a new word today, systemized. So my dear friends, whosoever I'm channeling today, you are done with the bullshit messages that are being shared. You know these things that I'm saying by your own experience. You know that you got some sixth sense. You know you are sensitive. You know you are empathetic. You know you can now differentiate between materialistic relationship and spiritual relationship, soul connection. You also understand, very important, that you really enjoy your life, in your own zone. And you create an ecosystem wherever you go. You carry the whole Markabic field, Why we say so much, work on your chakras, align your chakras. The therapy that I give, chakra therapy, you go to any therapist, they will give you therapy and they will time it. You cannot increase your time. And you have to pay a certain fees to them. I charge half of that, and in chakra alignment therapy, I even don't charge for the 7th session. That much I'm doing. And even if the session goes on for 3 months, 4 months, not the session, the whole course, in some case, it even went on for 6 months. Yet I was like, okay, whatever you've paid is fine. Some of the people message me daily. Some of the people message me like in every few days. There is no stoppage in communication. Go to any therapist, the best of the best. They will not do that. Nobody will talk to you, charge so less and talk to you for so long. And such a, weekly and monthly, and it's going on and on and on. But I understand that I'm actually helping the animal kingdom. It is my duty to take care of them. At the same time, when people come to me, I understand that twin flame journey is not, oh, you talk for 2 hours to the therapist and you are sorted. No. It's a very deep journey. So make use of these therapies as much as you can. You guys should only focus on your inner work and being independent, being able to stand on your own feet. Those who have financial issues, please use the content. Please use the content. And make sure you have your own place, your own job, because you cannot live with all the materialistic people for that long. Sooner or later, you have to break out from that system, the matrix system. Sooner or later, you will have to take the step. Otherwise, they will discard you. You will be homeless very soon if you don't listen to me. And I'm not trying to scare you, oh, you'll be homeless, so you should listen to me. Listen to my first message. Become independent. Stand on your feet. Don't depend on the worldly people. The worldly people cannot understand you. I know you want to tell yourself this message that I am the special person. I will change all of them. I will change my lover. I will change this man or this woman. For my love, they will change. Or I am that special. Or if not the word great, but I am the one, who can do that. Why? Why you want to be that person? You've got much better things to do than try to change other people who cannot change. Think about it. Think about this when you end this video and you enter back to your world. So many people suffer. So many people enter toxic relationships. So many people have bad relationships. So many people are betrayed. So many people are discarded. Tell me how many people get spiritually ascended. Aren't you lucky? Don't you feel you're so lucky? Even in your family you can see addicted people. Somebody has some kind of drug addiction pattern. Somebody has alcohol addiction pattern. Somebody has some disease that keeps coming back to them. Somebody has some other issue. Somebody has poverty consciousness. Different things, different issues. You know that better. Still they are not willing to do inner work. Still they don't connect with you. Still they are continuing to live their life in the same way. But why do you want to change? Why are you doing inner work? Because you are different. You are lucky. So don't try to change them. Change yourself. Work on yourself. And people who are listening to this video, illumination means light. So when the light falls on you, when you can see things clearly, in the darkness you may not be able to see the things, but your inner light shines, and that inner light itself becomes like a torch. Like the hermit has that lamp, so it can look around, whatever is there. And when this inner light becomes brighter, it becomes independent, then wherever you walk, there is light. Wherever you go, you brighten up the places. You lighten up the atmosphere. You brighten up the places. You spread the message of love. So you are here to share this love. Once you receive this love inside of you, so the reason why I was giving my personal example was I was not willing to share it. So I started facing a lot of trouble. I started facing a lot of difficulties. So then I had no other option but to share it with people, because it increases even more when you share it. And then you see the happy faces of the people who are in the mission, the people you care for, you see the happy faces. You're so thankful to God that you are taking care of them by doing something you love. Doing something that comes naturally to you. You don't have to force this. I don't have to mug this all up, read from a notebook, from a book, write it down, use a teleprompter. This is all naturally coming, right? Because this is coming from inside. It's all coming via the masters. So my dear friends, this is where I will close this particular session. I have spoken to a couple of you in therapy sessions, in personal sessions, and I'm always amazed by how beautiful you are. From now onwards, I will start sharing small clippings from therapies also, because sometimes I have such lovely conversations with some people that I feel like, oh my God, I wish I recorded, I wish I shared this part. Sometimes I give them the recording also, because even they want to, go through it again. So I might share certain fun, happy clippings where we learn, so that you can also see what is the atmosphere of the therapies. These therapies are designed in such a way so that you guys don't have to go anywhere. Stay in your house. You can ascend from your living room. Because in the modern world, this householder life is not easy. It's so hard to, be normal in this outside madness. And that's why we say inner work, inner work. You work on yourself, things start changing outside. The same place that would bite your ass every day, the same people that would affect you, the same noise that will affect you will sound like music to you. You will not get impacted by those people's negativity. They won't even exist. suddenly you will see they have no power in your ecosystem. They're just wasting their time because they've got karmic baggage, and in this life they are not here to ascend. They are only here to clear the baggage. So what can you do for those people? You can only do for flora and fauna because they are open. You can only do for nature because they are open to healing. And you can only do for those people who have this, the real mind, pure mind. And you can only help those who are predestined to get help from you in some way or the other. You are going to impact lives. You are going to inspire people. And sometimes I'm telling you, it's not always necessary that you inspire people the way, this video is being shared to you. Sometimes you just inspire people just by the way you are. You're living in a society, or you're going to your job, or you're doing some kind of business, and the way you interact with people, the way you live, the way you conduct yourself, people are inspired by you. So you are here to heal your own ecosystem and find connections with your real family. Real family is not always biological family. Real family is formed via soul connections, unbreakable bonds that are connected through lifetimes and dimensions. And even say you have a partner or a love interest, for some people it may not be there, for some people it may be there. It really doesn't make any difference. And as I said, I'm not going to convince anyone anymore. I'm just tired. You don't want to get convinced, it's okay. You can go to all the other channels that will give you false hope and waste your time and keep you in waiting energies and deceive you, because they themselves are deceived. They themselves are thinking, oh, my twin flame will do this for me and that for me. And that's why they're telling you all of that. You, my dear, are the twin flame. You are the one who has the energy. So that energy is reflected back via other people. And that is the theme of universe. One in many or one through many. You're going to learn this message of one love by your interactions with many people. So on this note, I will close this channeling session. I will see you soon in another one. One love and peace out, and Jai Shri Ram.